Welcome to The Hidden Truth. We're still pretty new to YouTube, and we're looking to expand our channel. If you enjoy our videos, please consider sharing them on social media or other UFO communities. Your support means everything to us.
The year was 1952. The place Washington, D.C. Numerous UFOs were viewed by aircraft and caught on ground radar, buzzing the Capitol for several hours. Sorry about the robot voice. For now we are going to do a combination of some human narrator videos and some robot-voiced ones. Our long-term goal is to have 100% of our videos human narrator. We are looking for volunteers. Send us an email if you are interested. On the night of July 19th and 20th, 1952, UFOs were seen all over Washington, D.C., by the crews of several airliners and were tracked on radar at Andrews UFB, as well as Air Traffic Control Center at Washington National Airport. Sometimes, the unidentified targets would hover, cruise along at 101.30 miles per hour, then accelerate to fantastic speeds. But, as Captain Rappel dryly commented, no one bothered to inform Air Force intelligence about the sightings, even though jets had been sent aloft to investigate. And the first they got to hear about it was when a headline story appeared the following morning. A week later, on the night of July 26, 1952, UFOs again hovered and described a series of maneuvers over the nation's capital, and were tracked on radar at Washington National Airport and Andrews UFB. The following USAF intelligence report, released in 1985, describes these extraordinary events. Varying numbers, up to 12 simultaneously, of unidentified targets on ARTC, Air Route Traffic Control Center, Washington National Airport, radar scope, termed by CAA personnel as, generally, solid returns, similar to aircraft, return except slower. No definable pattern of maneuver, except at very beginning about 21:50 hours. 4 targets in rough line abreast, with 1/2 mile spacing, move slowly together, giving about a 1-inch trace persisting at an estimated speed of less than 100 miles per hour, on heading of 110. At the same time, 8 other targets were scattered throughout scope. ARTC checked Andrews approach control by telephone at 2200 hours and ascertained that they were also picking up unknown targets. Unknown returns were picked up intermittently until about July 27th at 1 o'clock hours, following which weak and sporadic unsteady returns were picked up intermittently for another 3¼ hours. Washington National Tower radar crew reports only 1 target positively aircraft. This return was termed a very good target, which moved across the scope from west to east at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. However, the radar operators stated that there could have been other unknown targets on their scopes, particularly outside their area of control, which they would not have noticed, or would have assumed to be under ARTC center control. However, they noticed no other unusual, i.e. very slow or erratic returns. RTC center controllers also report that a CAA flight inspector, Mr. Bill Shreve, flying in C-12 reported at 22:46 hours, that he had visually spotted 5 objects giving off a light glow ranging from orange to white. His altitude at times was 2,200 feet. Some commercial pilots reported visuals from cigarette glow, red-yellow, to a light, as recorded from their conversations with the RTC controllers. At 22:38 hours, the USAF command post was notified of ARTC targets. Command post notified ADC and KADF at 22:45 hours, and 2 F-94s were scrambled from Newcastle at 2300 hours. ARTC controlled F-94s after arrival in area and vectored them to targets with generally negative results, flew through a batch of radar returns without spotting anything. However, one pilot mentioned seeing 4 lights at one time, and a second time, as seeing a single light ahead, but unable to close, whereupon, went out. These comments from ARTC controller. One ARTC controller worked a USAF B-25 for about 1 hour 20 minutes, about 22-30 hours. B-25 was vectored in on numerous targets, and commented that each vector took him over a busy highway or intersection. Major Falmouth, NL. Holcomb arrived at ARTC Center about July 27, 0:15 hours. Holcomb observed scopes and reported 7 good, solid targets. He made a quick check with Airport Weather Station and determined that there was a slight temperature inversion, about 1 degree, from the surface to about 1,000 feet. However, he felt that the scope targets at that time were not the results of this inversion, and so advised the command post with the suggestion that a second intercept flight be requested. Second intercept flight, controlled by ARTC, but no strong targets remained when they arrived. They were vectored on dim targets with negative results. Major Falmouth, NL. Holcomb remained in ARTC Center until 4:15 hours, but no additional strong targets were picked up. Many dim and unstable targets, assumed due to temperature inversion, were observed throughout the remainder of the period. All ARTC crew members emphatic that most unknown returns were solid. Finally, it was mentioned that unknown returns have been picked up from time to time over the past few months, but never before had they appeared in such quantities over such a prolonged period and with such definition as was experienced on the night of July 26, 1952. The sightings made headline news throughout the world, but were promptly explained by the Air Force as having been caused by the temperature inversion. Behind the scenes, however, a number of intelligence analysts felt that the UFOs might not be of terrestrial origin. An FBI memorandum, written a few days later, relating to a briefing from Commander Boyd of the current Intelligence Branch, Estimates Division, Air Intelligence, regarding the status of research into the matter, confirms that Boyd advised that the object sighted may possibly be from another planet, but that, at the present time, there is nothing to substantiate this theory, but the possibility is not being overlooked. He stated that Air Intelligence is fairly certain that these objects are not ships or missiles from another nation in this world. Commander Boyd advised that intense research is being carried out by Air Intelligence, and at the present time, when credible reportings of sightings are received, the Air Force is attempting in each instance to send up jet interceptor planes in order to obtain a better view of these objects. Resources. Above top secret, Timothy Good, 1988. My take. I often hear skeptics say, if UFOs are real, why don't they just fly over the Capitol? My response is, it has already happened, more than once.